Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Trove Let's Play series. Today, as you can see, we are on the Dragon Drake-O Lantern. Now, I have already crafted this dragon. I actually crafted it a very long time ago. This is the reason why I never actually covered this dragon before, is because this is the last patch. Well, the patch that came with this dragon, that was the last patch that I ever played before I actually quit the game until January of this year. That is when I took my very long break from not only Trove, but YouTube and basically the internet altogether. So I never got the chance to cover this dragon, never got many opportunities to even speak about this dragon, make a guide about it, or anything, basically. So today, we are finally going to come around to doing that, and this will actually be the last dragon that I haven't covered yet that's already been out for a while. Well, I guess since I quit the game, because this is the last dragon that I didn't get to cover before I quit the game. I think I'm going to go over Valkyzer and Dician just to give my opinions on those dragons, and it's also, I'm kind of running out of Let's Play opportunities here on PC because I've pretty much covered everything in the entire game. Because you guys gotta remember, every single one of my Let's Plays is a specific subject, and I'm on like number 160 by now. So that's 160 like major milestones in the game, being dragons, level 30s, level 20s, you know, just like mastery chunks, stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna go back and cover Dician and Valkyzer, which will be dragons that did come out before I quit the game. That's why that's why I'm even talking about them, because I might go back and cover those. Just because also Dician, not too recently, but sort of recently, got stats attached to him, which I didn't agree with. But, you know, we can talk about the stats and all of that stuff too, or as well. But today is about Drake-O Lantern. So let's check out Drake-O Lantern. Taking a draconic form, this Willy Phantom plays pranks on the unsuspecting. This is, if you haven't been able to notice by now, the Halloween-themed dragon. It came out for Halloween back in October. And its stats are 6% or 0.6% critical hit, 1,000 maximum health, 250 damage, 1 jump, and 50 magic find. I do believe that this was the last ever legendary dragon to actually have jump on it. Now, it wasn't like in a row. I think a few of them didn't have jump. Yeah, like when these three came out at the same time, Aramatra, Panatia, and Ludini. Ludini was the only one that actually had jump, but it had 3 jump to kind of make up for the other 2 that didn't have jump. So I believe Drake-O Lantern was the one after that. Maybe Draco-Colotl was? I can't honestly remember which came first between Draco-Colotl and Drake-O Lantern. But yeah, it does have jump. It's the last one to have jump so far. The reason why I was even explaining all that is because I believe that they skipped a few dragons with jump and then they gave Drake-O Lantern jump again. So they're not like 100% done with the jump in my opinion. I feel like they're going to introduce it when they feel needed. We do have a ton of jump, by the way, with Patron, all the dragons so far, Trailblazing. We have a ton of jump. So it's not like we need more jump. We have like 41 jump if you just get jump on your weapon. It's 18 jump on your weapon. So we have a ton of jump. It's not really too much of a need. But maybe they're not done with it. We will see. But yeah, its stats are decent. It's got the critical hit and the pure damage, so it's good for any class, but it's not the best for any class. It's just a decent dragon. So it's not something that you're going to go out instantly and buy or craft, but if you've already crafted the dragons that give pure magic damage and critical hit and critical damage all in the same dragon, this is not a bad one to fall back on. Not as bad as Draco-Colotl, because Draco-Colotl is horrible. This is like the last dragon you will ever craft ever. Besides, I guess, Valkyzer, but you don't craft Valkyzer. It just has no stats because it's a mastery dragon. Which is why I was skeptical to make the video on it, like I was explaining at the beginning of the video. But anyways, those are its stats. That's its theme to it. It's the Halloween dragon. That was its flavor text. Let's look at the dragons. So it's kind of got that Lunar New Year dragon theme to it. I feel like that was their base. But then it has, you know, the pumpkins. It actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if I like how, like, I get it. It's the pumpkins on their vines. It makes sense. But I'm not like too into it. Is it community made or is it in-house made? I believe it's in-house made because most, if not all, event items are in-house made. Yes, it is in-house made. So I was explaining how I think that Trove or Tryon in-house made dragons are the best dragons hands down. I'm not gonna, it's just not my style, I guess. I really love the Halloween theme. It is my favorite holiday next to Christmas in terms of like theme, color scheme. Like I really like Skull Candy on my candy barb. It's my favorite costume. It looks so cool. And same thing with most games, like in Guild Wars 2, I absolutely loved the Halloween themed items. But this one just isn't, I guess, it doesn't intrigue me as much. It doesn't seem as, I guess, quote-unquote badass as most Halloween-themed stuff just does. Like, I feel like that's just the Halloween theme. It's just badassery. And this dragon just absolutely does not scream badassery to me, in my opinion. It does have some pretty neat visual effects. If you can see, it's actually launching a pumpkin as its fireball. It has no fireball, but it's got some pretty sweet visual effects. They're very well animated. You know, it's got the boo, and then it has the ghosts. I love those ghosts. Those are so cool. Let's try to get, there we go. That's the full thing right there. It's got some really nice text. I feel like they really did a good job on polishing up that text and making the ghosts seem really well polished and animated and all that stuff, because you know, this game, it's not, I mean, it's a voxel based game, so you can only do so much with the voxel based engine. So when they get like this 2D like kind of comic book art style, it kind of contrasts against the game theme, and then it looks really awesome in my opinion. I like the contraction between the background and the actual visual effects. So definitely not hands down my favorite visual effects, but definitely way up there in terms of the visual effects department, just not the actual dragon department. Like, I kind of explained it with my, let's do some dungeons now. I kind of explained it with the Lunar New Year. Like, I can understand why people love the theme. It's a really cool take on dragons, like the serpent style dragon. It's just not my type of dragon. I like the more Western themed dragons, where they're, you know, the large wings, they got the, you know, the big, like, huge, like, they're just so badass. Once again, like, I feel like the Western dragons are more my style, and the Eastern, I just don't really enjoy the serpent theme, because they don't seem so deadly, in my opinion. I guess that's the best word for it. Instead of manly, because I keep calling the dragons manly. Instead of calling them manly, I guess deadly is a way more appropriate term to my liking of them. But again, it's just an opinion. Like, everyone has their own opinion. Some people might think that a serpent looks more deadly. I don't know. Like, I can only see what I see and what I see, if that makes sense. And I see large dragons like a Smaug. Is it Smaug from The Hobbit? Like, that's a freaking dragon, you know. That's a heavy looking dragon that looks pretty deadly to me. But yeah, that's just, you know, my opinions on the dragon. It's a cool dragon. I really love visual effects. If anything, it's gonna be coming back around. So if you guys haven't been playing since last Halloween, or if you're on console, it's most likely going to happen again. They always at least bring back previous event items, and then they might add, you know, something in the next event. Some years they don't add something new, some years they do, some years they add something amazing like a new dragon, some years they just add a couple mounts that might be cool to some people but might not be to everybody. Did I already do all of these? I think I did. I usually go from the bottom to the top. I don't really care. I just go from the bottom to the top. So yeah, definitely they're going to be bringing it back. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. So if you haven't got around to it, if you haven't been playing for that long, you'll have your chance to pick it up. If it's not your style, it's still worth the stats. Like, for me, it wasn't my style, but it's 100% worth the stats. All dragons are worth the stats, even Draco Colotl. Yes, it has just health regen on it. It's all health. It's got health and health regen. But it has a magic find, and it also has the PR. They all come with 30 power rank, and they also come with 250 mastery points. You cannot pass up 250 mastery points. It's 2.5 levels, just straight up. If you're mastery 298 and you thought you're gonna have to spend like a mil or 297, and you thought you had to spend maybe like a mil to get that last 3 levels, nope, just get one dragon, you are set. Instead of getting like a couple wings and a mount, or, you know, stuff like that. It wouldn't be a couple mil. That might have been a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but you know what I mean. It's well worth the flux per value you get out of the dragons with the stats, the PR, the everything. You're definitely going to need them if you're going to want to be doing as much. You're going to want them no matter what if you're going to be doing like hardcore Shadow Tower farming or speed running or anything like that. They're definitely something that's required nowadays, even again if they are providing those bits of health and stuff like that. Still useful, very, very useful. It's not going to be useful on its own, but when you stack up a few dragons that have 1000 HP base, it's going to add up to maybe 100k HP, and that's going to really, really help out your farming as well, because that could be an entire hit that you can take over not having them. Plus the Magifine, like, it's Magifine. Who can argue with Magifine? That's better drops no matter what. And then if you have Patron, it doubles. So every dragon is 100 Magifine if you have Patron. It's insane. It's a lot of Magifine. We went from like 700 Magifine before Mantle Power or before the Patron buff to like almost 3000 Magifine nowadays. It's crazy. Oh, a Stellar. Oh, sweet. I was going to end with the last dungeon. Good thing I started rambling on about Magifine. Woo, we're going to end off on that Stellar because that was a nice drop. And there we go. Some more Dragon Coins to help out with the other dragons. So yeah, that was a, let's check out the stats really quick. I don't really have anything in my inventory that I'm trying to hide. So attack speed, magic damage, it's got a pearl on it, no stars. It's a whatever, a stellar. Did I call it a radiant earlier? I hope it didn't, but it was a stellar. We did get a stellar drop though, which is awesome. Magifine, guys, Magifine. This is why you want all the dragons, because Magifine, you get stellars like crazy. I get a stellar like almost every video. Sometimes I have to retake a video though, so you don't get to see it, which kind of sucks, but whatever. That is the nature of recording and being very bad at commentating for 10 minutes straight without going too much off track. I do, like, trust me guys, I sometimes have to do a Let's Play video like 10 times in a row, because I ramble too much, guys, I ramble too much, but you guys know why. I've given up. I've told you guys why that happens. I just can't help it. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Dracocolotl is a pretty cool dragon in terms of visual effects. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys next time.